Okay, we're probably already recording here. Okay, I have the plug. We're watching right here. This is where that plug came out of, right here. So I'm going to start hitting this Zerk fitting. Oh! We're back on the GoPro 3. The GoPro 4, apparently I don't know how to turn it off or something, because it sits there and burns up battery while it's sitting idle. So here goes the grease. Hopefully I'll see some nasty grease come out of there, indicating that there is some new grease replacing it. There's quite a bit of grease here just in the line. These are small tubes. I wouldn't be surprised if I used almost a whole tube. And I really hope the grease that comes out isn't the brand new grease. I'd like to see the old grease. Man. I'm going to Okay, I'm having trouble finding the cap for that plug in the bottom of that spindle. But what came out of here first was this kind of brown, and then everything started looking, you can see from here to here, there's a tail of a brownish grease. And then everything else was kind of olive drab, army green. No, I was pumping in black grease, and I didn't see any black grease come out. But I pumped 2 of these tubes. I pumped 6 ounces in there, and that just goes on this hose here up to the top of the spindle there, and then into that spindle housing. There's a lot of grease in there. So I think we got 2 options. Go ahead and pump in the other 3 ounces until I start seeing black, or save that for the other side, and we'll pick up some more grease and put at least 6 ounces in the other side as well. So it feels good. I mean, this grease here, there's nothing wrong with it, and that's basically the grease that was in there. But it's not going to hurt to have some new grease. And as to what this is, that's probably just, you know, close to the end of the line where oxygen could get to it. So that's probably, you know, partially oxygenated. cause it to turn that color. Who knows? Maybe the brown grease was in there before olive drab. So I think my first priority now is to find that plug. Although I do have a 1/4-inch pipe thread cap, a brass one I could put in there if I. But there's no reason that I should be losing stuff like that. But looks more like a piece of wood trimming, crown molding or something than anything else. I kind of came to the same conclusion as I did with the mini mill, as far as the mini lathe, as far as milling on a mini lathe. Milling on the big lathe, you know, if you're in a pinch and you got a very rigid setup, yeah, I guess so. But it's not doing the lathe any good to be absorbing those forces. Okay, I'm gonna find that plug now. Okay, so I got dirty. Work dumb, get dirty. Well, the first bearing on the motor took 6 ounces of grease, which is 2 of these tubes. And at first I told you that that little brown stuff came out, and then the olive drab came out, and I thought I was pumping black. I was pumping olive drab, so there was less than a teaspoon of grease that came out. Now there might be, you know, a pound of it in there caked rock hard. Let's hope not. So the right side of that motor is that bearing is packed. The left side, that is the side with the pulleys on it, and not as easy to access. There's a threaded pipe cap on the bottom. It's about 7 millimeters square, so it's the edges are rounded. I've tried pounding a metric socket on it, and I didn't have any luck. To really get clear access to it, I need to take the top pulleys off just so I can get the body of the lathe away from it. The bottom pulley really isn't a problem. I can work around that, but I can't access any of that unless I get rid of that whole structure, that whole end wall. And I got to thinking, which is kind of dangerous, that if there's no grease in there, I don't really need to have that through flow. I'll just pump that thing full of grease until it comes out up at the Zerk fitting. And so I pumped 3 ounces, one of those tubes, into that side, which is all the last of my grease. I'll pick up some more, because I believe it'll, if it's like the other side, it'll take another tube. And I feel confident without pulling that plug and evacuating the old grease, which doesn't really exist anyway, to the best of my knowledge. I think we'll end up with some greased bearings on this motor. I had some, so that's the motor, greasing the motor. That's probably the title of this video.